Good morning, everyone. It's 9 a.m. I'd like to welcome everybody to the October the 19th, 2020 work session. Ellen, do we have any public comment?
We do. Dennis Clem.
Mr. Clem, if you don't mind stepping up here to the microphone, please, sir.
My name is Dennis Clem, live on Newcut Road. I understand that y'all are considering discontinuing the burial of livestock and digging graves. I keep hearing that rumored. I want to know if there's any truth to it.
From what I understand, we got some information from our attorney that stated that in certain situations it was not legal to do or something like that, but then we went back and there was an amendment. You want?
There is a local act that covers that, which I think what Commissioner Black's getting at is it has to be a case-specific circumstance as to what the nature of it is, and that would have to be based on specific facts as far as what might be asked of me, of whether or not it's providing some private service or whether or not it's something that would come within the local act.
And the local act says.
The local act allows for the excavation of human graves and I believe it reads the burying of livestock. But we can get into that more specifically. I can pull the file on that.
So the answer is you can still bury livestock and dig graves?
Yes.
Legally?
Yes.
We can't cover them.
Is there a specific situation you're wanting?
No, I just keep hearing the rumors that you're going to quit doing that, and you've done that for years. And that's one of the few services we still get.
Well, I mean, I can't speak to what each specific situation as far as what's been done for years, but the local act also says that it may be done. It doesn't require it to be done. It says that it may be done, and it may be done with or without charge. And so, I haven't been asked to look at a policy. I think I can say that on behalf of the commissioner where I sit today, and that can be looked at specifically, wherever that may be coming from. But there's the local act has allowed for it in certain circumstances. And then, of course, you also, I think I've answered this question from time to time over the years, is you get into indigent burial situations where you have a pauper grave, as they're referred to, that the law also allows for. So, I mean, I don't know if there's a specific situation.
No, I do not have a specific.
That affects you that you're wanting to have answered, and we can, I can look into it with your commissioner, after the meeting.
I don't have a specific situation, but I've had livestock that's been buried before. And I want to make sure, I just want to understand if that's going to continue, or if I'm going to have to start paying, or run the risk of having a health hazard. I can drag stuff off in the woods and let it rot. And what's that going to do to the groundwater? And it's going to attract coyotes and everything else. So,
Well, there's a difference in I will say this to that. There is a difference and I think ADM would have the same opinion, there's a difference in a health hazard that the commission might have to address publicly and one that you create individually that you would be responsible for.
We had that.
So I don't think it's...
We had that in my district before I got there, where there were some animals being drug off, and it was like 4 or 5, and I think we did have ADM come in and say something about it.
so that.
But Mr. Clem, to answer your question, as far as to my knowledge, we hadn't had, the commission would have to vote on it to come up with that, and it has been nothing brought in front of us at any time.
All right.
To answer your question, if it is, there hasn't been anything brought, one of these guys or somebody had to put it on the agenda, and it has not been anything put on the
All
agenda
right.
yet.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Do we have any more comment?
We do not.
All right, thank you, Ellen. Moving on, first thing on here on the resolutions and orders, number 1 on here be to approve resolution regarding consent to be the granting of a tax abatement for the Industry Development Board of the City of Huntsville for Mazda Motors of America Incorporated. Any discussion with that?
Is this just the extent? Go ahead.
Are you going to talk about it, or?
I'd be happy to. I was prepared to answer questions or.
Okay.
The situation.
And your name is?
I'm Lucia Cape. I'm with the Chamber of Commerce in Huntsville. I'm here for Chip Cherry, who is out of town. His mother is having heart surgery this morning, so please keep him in your
Our
thoughts.
prayers will be with her.
Thank you. Thank you. So this first abatement request is for the 11 through 20 year abatement for Mazda. This is associated with the Mazda Toyota manufacturing project. The first 10 years have already been approved. This is the second half of the 20-year abatement that would be for the Mazda specific R&D testing and office facility that would be on site at the Mazda Toyota manufacturing facility.
Okay. Are you here to refer to both of them, the Bocar one too?
Yeah, Bocard.
Okay.
Yes, second one.
Well, it's the same deal. It's just the second one will be for Bocar USA Incorporated. So if you want to
Sure.
touch base on it.
So the Mazda is actually part of the 20-year abatement agreement that Mazda Toyota Manufacturing was granted. This is essentially the Mazda headquarters piece. So it is a separate company, but it would be offered the same as Mazda Toyota. Bocar initially was not offered the 20-year abatement, but during their construction, they ran into significant geological issues that cost them nearly $7 million more than they expected. They had to do a lot of remediation to the soil because of deposits or sinkholes or however the geologists described them, to shore up that land to make it possible for them to build their facility there. So they asked for some relief, and the relief that we felt was most appropriate was an extension of their abatements through the 20 years to offset a portion of those additional expenses.
Any of y'all gentlemen have a question for her?
Who owned the property before Bocar bought it? Was it part of the, you know?
I don't recall the name of the landowner prior
Was
to.
the geotech done before the sale?
There was, yes, the standard geotech, but parts of the land turned up what is characteristic in parts of our area, the limestone deposits. So,
I know they had a major sinkhole they had to fix or something during the process.
yeah,
but-
lots of pilings.
All right. Anybody else have any questions for her? Any more discussion on the abatements?
Chairman, I would only just reiterate that it's actually the county commission granting the Huntsville IDP the authority.
Yeah, it's just a grant of authority.
Grant the abatement application and entering into the abatement, which the Tax Incentive Act, or that portion of the code, does allow the commission to grant an industrial development authority like the IDB to enter into those agreements that will have available taxes in the county, being non-educational taxes.
Yes.
Mark, do they even need our approval?
Yes.
For years 11 through 20, we do.
Yeah.
Anything past 10?
10 is standard, and anything 11 through 20 is okay.
We just had to give them permission to do it. That's on the 10 through 20. All right. Any more discussion? Any more questions? All righty.
All right.
Well, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
All right, I guess so. We done covered number 2 there with the Bocar, which is the same thing. If we have no more discussion with either one of those, nobody? I guess we'll move on to the third one, which will be approve a resolution providing for Limestone County's participation in the severe weather preparedness tax holiday. We approve this every year. Any discussion with that? All right. No discussion with that. We'll go under contracts, agreements, and grants. First one here will be to accept emergency management performance grant in an amount of $42,266. And number 2 is the same, pretty much. It's just accept one in an amount of $2,266. Any discussion with either one of those 2 items? All right, no discussion with either one of those two. We'll move on to number 3. Number 3 will be to approve to enter into a pavement reimbursement agreement to cover the cost of paving 4/10 of a mile of county line road between Lauderdale County and Limestone County. After completion of paving, Lauderdale County will bill Limestone County for $58 per ton of asphalt. Commissioner Harrison, you have anything with this?
Yeah, we went in, the length of the road is 1.4 miles. Lauderdale County has 1 mile of that, and we have 4/10 of that. We went ahead and did the full 1.4 miles reclaiming. We raised the road portion about 1.5 feet in some spots, and did all the drainage and the ditching in preparation for that. But Lauderdale County agreed to go ahead and plant mix that after we got done with it, and they're going to do the portion that the 4/10 mile portion that Limestone County is responsible for.
Did they reimburse you for the 1.4 miles of the reclaiming?
No.
Any more discussion with this? All right, with no more discussion, we'll move on to number 4 will be to approve Volker Professional Services contract for the U.S. Highway 72 and Mooresville Road intersection improvement in the amount of $6,755. Commissioner Turner, do you have anything with that?
I don't.
All right, thank you, Commissioner Turner. Anybody have any more discussion with that?
Mark, what does all that involve?
It's some environmental things that
Okay.
came up during the process that weren't originally included in the agreement. So we could go back through the DOT and ask for additional money to do it, or for the $6,700, we could just keep them moving forward and keep the project going. So I talked with Steve, and he agreed that we could do that just if we keep the project going.
Well, it's a much-needed project in that area, the growth we're having out there. All righty. Any more discussion with that? No more discussion with that. We have no budget revisions, no emergency purchases, no board appointments, award of bids, we have none. Personnel action, number 1 on here will be to transfer Tina Stark as to the administrative clerk at the sheriff's office. Any discussion with that? All right, no discussion with her. We'll move on to number 2, which will be to hire Andrew Parrish as a correction officer pending a drug screening. Any discussion with him? All right, no discussion with him. Number 3 will be to hire Susan Barbara Gooch as a corrections officer pending a drug screening. Any discussion with her? All right, number 4 will be to hire Bryson Leopard as a corrections officer pending a drug screening. Any discussion with him? All right, moving on. We have no merit increases at this point. The engineer's report, Mr. Massey.
Yes, we have 2 subdivisions for your consideration today. Ricketts Farm subdivision, phase 1. This is a major subdivision, and it's for final approval. They've completed all the road work and storm drainage and everything. So it's 41 lots in District 2 on Jones Road, approximately a half mile north of Pepper Road, on the east side of the road. Bird Green Hollow is a minor subdivision, so it'll be for preliminary and final. It's 2 lots in District 2. It's the west side of Bird Green Road, approximately 700 feet north of Huntsville-Browns Ferry Road. It's taking one larger tract and just dividing it into 2.
All right. Does anybody have anything discussion with either subdivision he's presented in front of us today? Any more discussion for Mark? Mark, you're getting off light today. All righty. So moving on to other business, we have none. No scheduled public hearings. This time, reporters of officers. Commissioner Samet.
I don't have anything at this time, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Samet. Commissioner Turner.
I don't have anything.
Thank you, Mr. Turner. Commissioner Black.
Nothing.
Thank you, Mr. Black. Commissioner Harrison.
I don't have anything now.
Thank you, sir. And I just want to thank everybody for coming today. And Mr. Clem, did you get your answer on your question you was looking for on the? That, like I said, it would have to come. Somebody would have to put it on this agenda, and it would have to be voted on for us to get out of that. I'm pretty sure. So, all righty. With all that being said, I want to thank everybody for attending, and we're going to recess until 10 a.m. And thank y'all for being here.